Hey guys, and welcome back into our new segment we are doing this year, 100 yards with Stephen Hargis. And this evening, we are at Brainerd High School. This is the first one we've done in the evening. The game lights are on. It actually feels like football weather. I'm with Panthers head coach Tyrus Ward. Tyrus, always good to see you.
See you as well.
We're going to walk and talk about Brainerd football for a second. Sure. All right. Now you had a good thing going in Nashville at Whites Creek. But when you got the call to come back here, what was it that brought you back? Your alma mater. What brought you back home?
First thing, my family. I got a large part of my family here in Chattanooga. Just kind of being, around those guys, day in and day out. And then the second thing was, it was my alma mater. I think this was the only school that I was willing to leave from White Creek because we had a good deal going on up there. I miss those guys, but they taught me a lot. They gave me my first opportunity to be a head coach. But when this call came, I couldn't turn it down.
Yeah. Now you got this, last year was your second year here. You got them to the playoffs. First time in 7 years Brainerd had made the playoffs. First of all, what that meant to you, what you saw in the kids that it meant to them, and then secondly, can that confidence carry over into this year?
Yeah, we have a plan here. We're just not shooting in the dark, and making the playoffs was one of the deals that came into our second year.
Mm-hmm.
So making the playoffs here, it was phenomenal last year. The kids enjoyed it. The coaches were all ecstatic. So it was just a great thing for our kids to kind of experience that playoff atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think the confidence going into this year, can you tell a difference like in workouts and preseason scrimmages, things like that, kind of they carry themselves a little differently?
Well, there's definitely been a confidence. I think, our kids, they lose so much outside of football. To actually feel that playoff experience has kind of steamrolled us into this year in terms of, lifting weights, just their body language and just their approach and their attitude towards football.
Yeah. One of the guys you got back, I know you're excited about, it always starts with the quarterback, Zaire Lattimore. He will be a 3-year starter this year. What have you seen in Zaire that tells you he's really matured from last year? And then who's some other guys that you're excited about?
His leadership skills have just rocketed. We started him as a freshman and we took our bumps and bruises with him. And I got a lot of slack for that. I got a lot of people saying, "Hey man, that's a freshman." I think he was competing with a senior, but starting him as a freshman is the reason why I feel good about this year.
Right.
Just his leadership on the field. I mean, he's me on the field. He wears my number. We meet every morning, just kind of go over the practice film, etc. So we're really excited about Zaire. The next person we have a sophomore by the name of Jalen Dupree. He's an athlete. He's going to play both sides of the ball, safety, corner, receiver, running back, quarterback. We're really looking for him to kind of do some things as well. And then up front, we have Ladarius on both sides of the ball. Him and Jeremiah Hendricks will be taking care of those trenches for us.
Yeah.
So we're kind of excited about the guys we got coming back. We're pretty young, sophomore and junior heavy, more sophomore heavy, but I think those guys will do the right things and be able to put us in a position where we can possibly make the playoffs again this year.
That's one of the things I admire about you, Tyrus, is you talk about playing a freshman. You didn't worry about, whatever the talk was out here with the fans and that kind of thing. You had a plan. You were going to stick with your plan. You knew the type athlete Zaire was, the type leader he could be, working with him every day, and you kind of saw this is where we're going to get to. And last year it paid off, a playoff. Now this year you want to take that next step. I know with those guys, the relationship you have with the kids. I mean, what does that mean to you? I've been here before and seen them come in. They want to talk to you about their grades or what they've done in another sport. They just want to kind of gravitate toward you. What does that mean to you to have that relationship with kids?
Relationships. I'm big on relationships, and I think that's one of my strong points is building relationship with guys. And with those student athletes. They have to first know that you care about them, and I'm fair, firm, and consistent in this every day with them. And it's not a how you doing one day, don't speak the next day. I'm every day with those guys, just pouring my love to them on and off the field. And I try to demand that out of our players, try to demand that out of our staff, that we have a family atmosphere here. And so, relationships are really big here at Brainerd High School.
I mean, I was here a few days ago and saw in the quarterback room or in the assistant coach room, you had a lot of the quarterbacks and receivers in there watching film already, before practice, that kind of thing. I mean, you can start to see that it's starting to click with them. I mean, they're starting to understand what it means to take that next step. They're putting in the extra time, the extra effort. I know a lot of that is coming from you and kind of tutoring those guys in that way. It's got to be great for you to see when you pull up in the parking lot, you walk in and you see your players already watching film together and talking about things like that.
The great thing is they're watching it with coaches, and that's a coach's office. And I've been on, some staffs, and I know some staffs that, players don't go in there, but it's family. They're in there watching film with our coaches, talking to them before practice. And those things that we call it here just small victories.
Yeah.
You know, those are small victories that we charge. You know, that we welcome. You know, we welcome those small victories that hopefully, you know, they'll lead to the field.
Now, one of the things I know that the schedule, you guys really stepped up your schedule. Austin East, Tyner, Baylor, some of the other Howard. I mean, non-region games you guys have loaded up. What was the reason? I mean, is that to kind of get them playoff tested through the regular season?
That's exactly what it is. We try to carry a bow to no man, bow to no program type mentality here. And you know, if playoffs and championships are where we want to be, then we have to be able to taste the steak. You know, we got to be able to see what they're doing in Nashville. You know, how teams are playing in Knoxville, how they're playing here. So that's my philosophy behind the schedule. We're going to play the best ones out there, and hopefully they'll get us battle tested. So when we get ready to play in the playoffs, you know, we've played a game in Nashville and we know how that style is. We've played Austin East, so we know how the east side of the state is in terms of football. So that's my goal, is to try to play as many schools top tier across the state, so we can get a good vibe on, okay, here's what the state looks like and here's what it feels like in November.
Right. Well, guys, for those of you that don't know, Tyrus was All-State, All-American in track here. I'll show my age. I saw him play track, run track, play basketball, play football. His younger brother is the boys' head basketball coach at Tyner. I mean, really awesome to see what you guys are doing at the two schools at Brainerd and Tyner. I mean, the relationships you're building with those kids, what you guys are doing in the community, local community. Man, I admire the heck out of you guys, and I appreciate your time, Tyrus.
Appreciate you, Steve.
All right, guys, tune in the next time. We'll have another coach for our 100 yards with Stephen Hargis here next week.